You can also use these arrows to go to the next problem like this. But if you're trying to go pretty far within the list, and it's a long list, say I have like 20 problems here, it's probably easier just to click on this, bring it up, and go through. Now, I want to click on something. This is important because I get questions on this all the time. Let's say I get this wrong 3 times in a row, okay? 3 times in a row, try it again. I'm just stubborn. I'm going to keep trying 1. And then I put final check. And then I'll put next question. Okay, now, you notice I only put 1 in this box. I only ever answered 1, but what it's showing me here is 7 over 8. And what that means is when you see that red box, you did get the problem wrong. Also, you have this X over here next to the problem number. It says I did get it wrong, but it's showing me the correct answer. To show what answer I put in, the wrong answer, you have to click on this box. It'll bring up you answered 1. I know that's counterintuitive. I know it seems like it should have your answer. You should click on the box to show the correct answer. That's the way they used to have it, but they changed it now. So after you put in 1 3 times and you got it wrong, you go, I don't understand why 7/8 is wrong. Well, that's the correct answer. That's not wrong, but that's not what you put. I put a 1. I put the wrong answer. Okay, so again, if it shows this X right over here next to the problem, or this little red triangle at the upper right corner, that means you got it wrong, and it's showing you the correct answer, not the answer you put in there. You click on the box, now it shows you the answer you put in there. Okay, so that's important. I get questions like that all the time. I know it's confusing. I didn't design it. I can't change that, right? But again, if it gives you an X, you got it wrong, click on it, and it'll show you what you put in there, but it by default shows this. Now, for whatever reason, if you can't tell the difference between your answer and this answer, or it seems so minor that it shouldn't matter, email me. Let me know. Now, I can see all the work you do. All you have to do is tell me who you are, what class you're in, and tell me specifically the problem you want me to review for you. I can go in online and I can look at your question and your answer. And then I can either A, explain to you why you got it wrong and how to do it correctly, or B, if you are right and I can't even tell the difference, I'll give you credit. So again, if you make a good argument or it looks like it's pretty close, I'll give you credit for it. It's okay. Now, having said that, if mathematically you really did get it wrong, then I'm not going to give you credit for that, right? So again, but if you have any questions, please contact me. You don't have to take a screenshot of it. You don't have to take a picture of it with your phone. Just simply tell me what class you're in, what your name is. That's important. And tell me what problem you want me to look at. Now, the more specific you are with the problems, the questions you ask me, the more specific my answer is going to be. The more general the question you're going to ask me, the more general my answer is going to be. It's just the way it is. So I can go into excruciating detail on a specific question on how to answer it. I can show you step by step. I can explain it really well. But if you have a very general question like, well, I struggle with math, what am I supposed to do? I can try to help you with that, but it's going to be a more general answer. So specific question, specific answer, general question, general answer. That's just fundamentally how it's going to go. Now, I've already mentioned this, but let me reiterate. This is really important. When you contact me, you've got to tell me what class you're in, right? Okay. More information, the better. So if you're going to say, I'm Math 320 online, that's fine. Right now, I only have 1 320 in Summer 1, so that's good enough. But in general, you want to be really specific on what class you are. So Math 320 online, that's good enough right now. But in the future, you might want to say Math 320 from 7 to 9 if you have a specific time of class, because some teachers teach multiple sections of the same class. This isn't just for this class. This is generally when contacting your instructor. It's a really good idea to tell them what class you're in. Also, tell them your name. Now, if you're using your nickname, and there's no way that they could know your nickname, that's just going to be very confusing. So try to use a name that they would be able to know is you. And on top of that, be specific on your question. In this case, you don't have to send me a screenshot. You don't have to send me a picture on your phone. You can just tell me what the homework assignment is, and then what question in there you want me to look at. I'll go in there and I'll be able to look at it. Okay, and then I'll be able to answer questions on that. Okay, so close it out. It automatically saves your progress, so you don't have to worry about saving your progress. You can just exit out and it closes out, and that's fine. Now, so we've gone over the media, optional, no grade. All right. So we've gone over the media, optional, no grade, and we have the homework assignments with due dates next to it. If you don't see a due date next to it, it's optional. You don't have to do it. If you do see a due date next to it, yes, it's required. You have to do that, right? I put a lot of review in here that you probably don't need to go through, so I probably overdid all this media assignment review. But there is a review assignment right here. This is homework. Now, once you get done with an entire chapter's worth of homework, for instance, in this case actually two, review and chapter 2, we have a quiz. The quiz is extra credit, okay? It's 10% of whatever you make on your quiz will be added to the corresponding test, which in this case is listed right underneath it. Now, I don't round, so if you make a horrific grade on your quiz, for instance, you make a 25%, I will actually add 2.5 points to your test. Now, since quizzes are open throughout the entire semester, I'm going to do that manually at the end of the semester. So you're not going to see your extra credit, which is the quiz, until the end of the semester, in which case I'll calculate it, I'll add it into your test. You have unlimited tries on your quizzes. And if you look way over here to the right, it actually shows you how many minutes you have to work on an assignment and how many attempts you've taken, and then it shows you the maximum number of attempts, right? And notice that quizzes, I've used 0 out of infinite number of attempts, which is what that little sideways number 8 looking symbol right there is, that the infinity symbol. So right here, this is your test. Now tests are required, so you have a due date next to it, and you have 2 different tries on there. Now, whenever you go into your quiz or your tests, it is timed, and when you start it, you're not going to have access to any of your student aids. So notice that it's not there anymore. Now, if you don't see all of your buttons, like the next problem, or you don't see your remaining time, see it's cut off right there, what you need to do is you need to maximize this window so you can see all of the buttons. What happens is some people at the end of this, they'll get to the very end of this, for instance 22, I'll bring it over here, and they'll say, I don't understand, I don't see the submission button. Okay, well that's because you don't have it maximized, and because of the resolution of your laptop or your MacBook or whatever it is, you're not going to be able to see all the buttons. But what you need to do is you need to maximize the window, and now notice it says submit quiz, and you can see the entirety of the time remaining. So again, if you're not seeing everything whenever you're taking your, well, even when you're doing homework to a certain extent, but mainly whenever you're doing a quiz in your test, it's probably because you need to maximize the window so you can see everything. So I would definitely just, whenever you're doing your quiz or your test, I would have this open. Now you are being timed. Your time's not going to be 6 hours. That needs to be modified. Notice that you're going to go through it. It's not going to tell you whether you got your answer right or wrong until you submit it, and there are no student aids involved, right? The quiz and the test are the same, except the order of the problems is different, and the numbers used in those problems is different. So your quiz is a version of your chapter test. So the chapter 2 quiz is a version of your chapter 2 test, just in a different order with different numbers. I would take notes when you're doing your homework because the quiz is composed of questions from your homework. So if you do all your homework, you've seen the problem at least once. When you do your quiz, it's composed of problems from your homework, which means you're going to be seeing them at least a second time. You keep taking quizzes as many times as you want to, and then when you take your test, you'll see the same type of problem again. I'm not trying to throw something at you that you won't be able to see, or that it's unexpected. Okay, so again, by the time you're taking your test, you've hopefully seen it in you should have seen it in your homework, and you should take your quiz, so you should have seen it in your quiz, and then by the time you take your test, you've seen it at least twice already, and by the time you're taking your test, you're seeing it for the 3rd time. Now, you have unlimited tries to do each problem on your homework. You have unlimited tries to do your quiz. I have a lot of students who take the quiz 3 or 4 times until they're able to make at least a B or even an A on it before they even try to take the test. That is not a bad idea. Again, it's the same test. So if you're failing your quiz, you probably want to keep taking that quiz until you're able to pass before you take your test. I get it if time constraints are a problem, you're not going to be able to take it as many times as you want to. But just for your own benefit, for your own familiarity with the problems, I would go over the quiz, take really good notes, and make sure you know how to do it at a certain level of proficiency before you try to take the test. Again, the test is the same thing. You're going to be now the same late penalty that I said for the homework is due there for the test. So if for whatever reason you're not able to take the test on time, I'm going to penalize you, but you're still going to be able to take the test after the due date. Now, generally speaking, you're going to have to submit the whole thing. So this isn't going to be 20. This is going to be 20% penalty for the entire thing because you have to submit it before this date. So now you do have at least 2 tries on the test. I usually add another attempt before the end of the semester. I haven't decided when exactly that's going to happen, but I will email everyone and let them know I'm going to do it. Also try to put up an alert both on Blackboard and on MyMathLab that's going to happen. So I'll put it up an alert on MyMathLab, Blackboard, and I will email everyone letting them know. Now I know I'm bouncing around a little bit, but speaking of emailing, only use an email that you check when setting up MyMathLab. If I try to email you, I'm going to expect that you're going to get the email and then be able to respond to it. So, and usually the emails, I don't usually change things that are going to hurt you. I usually change things that are only going to favor you. So maybe I added in some extra credit. Maybe I gave everyone an extension. Maybe I added in extra points. Maybe I gave them additional attempts. But I am going to be giving you emails like that, or maybe I'm just reminding you that, hey, the midterm is due soon, please take it, or a final exam is due. I'm going to email you and try to put enough alerts. So again, I'm going to expect that you get those, and they're usually in your favor. So I don't usually email you some. I'm not going to change a due date that's going to disfavor you. Now, if there are technical problems like for whatever reason my MyMathLab goes down, Blackboard goes down, something like that, please email me, let me know. If I get multiple things like that, I realized that there was a technical difficulty with my MyMathLab or Blackboard. And at that time, what I'm going to do is I'll probably give everyone an extension. If it really is bad, I might just give everyone just an extra 100 points or something crazy like that, right? But again, if it's a technical problem that's beyond your ability to fix, I understand. I'm going to try to I'll try to make it right one way or the other. I'm not going to hold you accountable or responsible for stuff beyond your abilities, but you got to let me know what's going on, right? So yeah. So again, put in an email address. Sign up to MyMathLab with an email that you actually check. So when I contact you, you're going to get the email, and you're going to be able to respond to it appropriately, right?